So I'm trying to sell a new piece of software to print and promo distributors, and I need to know that it's worth pursuing because I've made the mistake of building things that people don't actually use and spending hundreds of hours coding stuff that never gets bought. I've done that multiple times, and each time I get a little bit better at avoiding that and a little bit faster at catching the red flags. I started out by just building stuff and then trying to sell it when it was finished. Didn't work. And then I went to sending out quizzes about what people wanted and then building it when I got the answers. Didn't work because people will tell you what they want to buy. That doesn't mean they actually want to buy it. And so then I tried doing pre-sales, and I got a pre-sale and I took that as a buying signal. Didn't work. What I really need to do, because not everybody wanted to buy it, just a very few amount of people. What I'm doing this time, this pivot, is I'm going to try and pre-sell 40 times. 40 times I'm going to sell this software, and it's going to be like $300-400. And the pitch is, hey, Mr. Print Promo Distributor person, imagine if you had to hire a programmer to do this thing that you would really like done. What's that going to run you? My rate's probably, imagine like $50-60 an hour. What if instead you get a flat $400, you get the thing forever, and then just to pay for server costs, like $5 a month after that. If I can pre-sell 40 of those over the phone, that's a strong buying signal. That's valuable. And then think about that. Let's do some math. What's, say, gotta go back. This calculator is huge. What's 300 times 40 pre-sales? I mean, that's 12 grand. And then how do I clear everything? What's $5 a month times 40? I should be able to do this in my head. That's probably what, 2 grand? No, $200 a month. And the thing is that $200 a month, that's just to get the signal of, okay, people are willing to pay a subscription for this, and they're willing to fork over something up front for it. After the whole thing is built out for those initial 40 people, it's probably just going to be like $50 a month for everybody else. But going back to the 40 initial early adopters, how do I acquire them? Well, I have to make a crap load of phone calls. Let's say that I make 100 phone calls, and of the 100, 50 people don't pick up the phone, or they're busy, whatever, or they don't return my voicemail. And then of the 50 people that do pick up, let's say 40 people, as soon as they realize I'm pitching them, they say, go away, I don't care. And then let's say 10 people of that 50 are actually interested in a conversation, and let's say 1 out of those 10 actually is down to buy. So a 1% conversion rate on every phone call. I feel like that's pretty realistic, and so I'm going to base my numbers off of that. That is an assumption, though. That is a leap of faith assumption that is testable in the real world. I will know after making a few hundred calls. So let's do the math on this. Let's say 100 phone calls. 100 phone calls, let's say they average out at, I'm just going to say 5 minutes. So 50% of them are no time at all. And then another 50%, maybe up to a minute or two. And then that final 10 is where things get longer and you gotta pitch and sell. So I'm just gonna say 5 minutes to be a little bit, I'm weighting it towards more time than less. So times 5, obviously that's 500 minutes of call time in order to obtain $400. Or $300, so 300 divided by 500 equals making $0.6 per minute, so 0.6 times 60, $36 an hour. I mean, that in and of itself is okay, that's fine, if it's actually an accurate number. Let's see, and then 12K for making all 40 sales. I would consider 40 the go signal. I'm trying to go heavy on the side of really knowing people want it, because I keep doing the same thing where I build stuff people don't end up using. So I want a really strong signal, and that pre-selling, I think that's going to be valuable. So what else do I need to know? What's the total time investment this will take? Well, that's pretty simple to figure out. If we know that you sell 1 out of every 100 people, then that means you need to call 100 times 40, which is obviously 4,000. You have to call 4,000 phone numbers in order to make those 40 sales. What's that times 5? That's 20,000 minutes divided by 60. 300 hours. Now, 300 hours might seem like a lot, but let's say you spend 8 hours every single day. Actually, screw it. Wait. Yeah, you could do 10 hours every single day because you could call from the West Coast to the East Coast. 10 hours every single day. That is only 31 days, 1 month. In 1 month, theoretically, if the numbers are right, I could make $12,000 in a single month just by doing this cold calling. Now, the leap of faith assumption here that everything else lies on, this is coming from the book, what's it called? The Lean Startup. The leap of faith assumption that is testable is that 1% conversion rate. If that 1% conversion rate holds, 12 grand in a month. If you're working 10-hour days, just cold calling, that's it. Averaging 5 minutes a call. So I guess there's 2 leap of faith assumptions. The average call time will be 5 minutes, and I will sell roughly 1% of the numbers that I dial. Is that true? I don't know. There's only one way to find out.